Hey, it is KJ. Welcome to a very special kind of nerdy girls podcast. What you're about to hear is a very special guest. If you have been watching Ozark, you know that Sam has had quite an interesting season 3, and you're waiting anxiously to see what happens in season 4. Kevin L. Johnson, who plays Sam on Ozark, joins the kind of nerdy girls and ends up playing a round of Wed, Work With, and Wipe Out, the Friends edition. Here it is. And of course, it begins with an interruption from one of my cats. Yes. All right. We are recording. Yeah, of course. Like literally right now, she's running around my office finding every loose wire that she could possibly play with. Thank you,
I
Melody.
just wonder when pets are going to get tired of us being around all day, like.
They probably are already.
So you have a cat, don't you, Kevin? I've been stalking you a little bit on Twitter.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got to find something to do on social media. My roommate has 3 cats. So,
oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So I've gotten the white and black one is McFly, which is a girl.
Nice.
And then the brown one is Bevo, which is a boy. And then she's also got one called Marty, who's also a girl, but she's kind of a scaredy cat.
Big Back to the Future
Marty.
fan.
Yeah, exactly. Marty McFly. Yes.
Oh, you know what? Let me ask, because I'm researching a story right now. This is really tough research. I am on the nationally syndicated show Pet Pals TV. And we're doing a story on what people really call their pets, because everybody seems to have a name for their pet, and then they call them other nicknames, like Melody here, who's trying to disrupt our show. Her name is, well, we call her Boppy more than we call her Melody, because she bops around the house. Do you have any, and they can be vulgar if you need to. Do you have any names for these cats that aren't their proper names?
Well, my roommate calls her cat, Elise McFly. She would call her Chicken. So she'd go, Chicken. And for some reason, I started saying McChicken. I guess because McFly, so I would go, I'd be like, McChicken. So now McFly responds to that. And then Marty, I see the cat behind you.
There she is.
We both call her Marty Bear, because Haley was calling her Marty Bear, so it just kind of stuck with me too. And then Bevo, I don't really have a nickname for Bevo. Haley might though.
Okay.
I just say Bevo.
I've noticed in quarantine that, because I'm talking to my cats more, not that I didn't talk to them before, but I have like different voices that I use for all of them. Like
right?
Right? You're like, I hear you going, Bevo, yeah. Like you wouldn't talk to us.
My voice gets high. I'm like, wait, what?
So, Kevin, you have become the hottest topic ever for the fans of Ozark.
Really?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Everyone's very important.
Everyone is losing their mind. So I'm going to be completely honest with you. And you know what? That one of the first questions that we had from the Kind of Nerdy Network actually coincides with this. I love Jason Bateman. Love him. I've seen everything that Jason Bateman has ever done except Ozark, because he's my funny guy.
Oh.
Right? And I can't get past, like, he's going to be bad and this is like dark. And I started watching like 5 minutes and I was like, I can't see Jason Bateman like this.
Wow.
So
you haven't watched the show?
No, I haven't. And I actually, I started again, but I was like, I can't, I'm not even, okay. So let's say this. I'm going to try it again, Kevin, because everybody has said now it was, and I should give credit to Brenda in the Kind of Nerdy Network, because she was the one who brought up the same thing. She said, I love Jason for his comedy. I'm afraid to watch the show when he's so dark. Can you tell me, Kevin, will it get fun? Like, is there fun involved in this show?
I mean, my character brings a little bit of humor. He's kind of a mama's boy. Well, in season 1, there's a little naivete to him. Yeah, so I think my character brings a little light to the show. But also Jason is still like, I don't want to say he's not Michael from Arrested Development or anything, but he's the straight man, but he's got this like underlying humor that kind of comes across in his dialogue, if that makes sense, because Jason loves being the everyman.
Gotcha. I'm gonna watch it now, Kevin, because of you. Because when I posted, does anybody have any questions for Kevin? Everyone lost their mind, and I'm like, well, I am clearly missing something right now.
I like it.
Well, number one, everybody wants to know. Number one question, like, what do you want to know from Kevin? When is season 4? Do you have any idea?
I wish I knew. First, we got to officially get picked up. We haven't gotten picked up yet, but I mean, the chances are really, really good.
Yeah.
The way season 3 ended, it's just Netflix hasn't said it yet, but it's, they're already writing for season 4. So
okay. Well, yeah, and it's every time I go to Netflix, it's like Ozark is right there. This is what everybody's watching. It's like everyone in quarantine is catching up on the show. So I can't imagine. So there's so have they? I mean, do you think it's going to be longer, or maybe you don't know? But do you think it's going to be longer because of what we're going through right now with not being able to leave our houses?
Before we start back up kind of thing? Well, we were supposed to start back up in like sometime in like, let's see, August, September-ish area. So I don't think it was going to be affected by the shutdown, so
Cool.
We should be okay, because he was going to shoot some, because he likes to direct. So he was going to direct a project. I think it was Clue, like a reboot of Clue.
Ooh,
he was supposed to do, but he knew it was gonna affect when we started back on Ozark. So he decided to kind of nix that and put all his effort into Ozark. So everything should be okay once we get going again. And I would say season 4, if we get picked up, of course, will be sometime next, ballpark guess here in the summer of next year, which isn't too bad. I mean, it's better than after season 1, people had to after season 2, people had to wait for season 3 because Jason was doing The Outsider on HBO. He was executive producing that, directing that for a couple episodes. I think he even did Arrested Development had something to do with it too. So yeah, that was why it was like almost a 2-year break before season 3 came out. Yeah, that's not I don't think that's gonna happen again.
All right. Well, let's take a break from Ozark and just kind of talk about some of the stuff that you are watching. You watch The Office, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, my roommate's a huge Office fan. So there was a couple days ago, because I have it on just, if I'm like just kind of on my phone or something, I'll put The Office on because I've seen it so many times, and it's not like I've got to watch it and like, oh, what just happened? Pam did this with Jim? What? Okay. Because it's just funny.
Yes.
Out of order still. It's hilarious. It's something for any time of day.
Yeah, I agree. That's one of my shows that I will put on, or even if I turn the TV on and it happens to be on, Comedy Central or whatever, you just put it on and go about your day. But then something happens and because you've seen it so many times, but it still makes you just crack up laughing.
Yeah, it's one of those shows where you can watch the same episode and you find something new. I don't know whether it's just because it's so natural, where I can't quote The Office as like I can quote Friends, because I love Friends too. But yeah, The Office I was going to say something. What was I going to say? Funny story. So back when I was living in Charlotte and it was still on, I think they were like, just about to finish up the series. That was one of my goal shows to get on. So I sent a manila envelope with my headshot, my resume. This was before I had booked Ozark and things were getting really good. But I sent it out to LA and I was just like, man, if I could get an opportunity to audition for the show, that would be incredible. That did not happen though.
Aw.
And How I Met Your Mother was another one I would have loved to have been on. Yeah.
Oh, I love How I Met Your Mother. Yeah, that was what a fun show. So is comedy more your thing?
I like it both. I mean, I tend to get cast in more dramatic stuff, but comedies are, like sitcoms. I mean, living in the Southeast, there's not a lot of like sitcoms that are filmed around here. So, I mean, I've auditioned for sitcoms a couple times and I would love to be on one, but drama seems to be like what I get cast for. So,
And
but
you're
hey,
in
I'll
the
do either one.
Atlanta area, is that right? Is that where you are? Like,
Yeah, yeah. I live right outside Atlanta.
Did you ever have any desire to be on The Walking Dead?
Oh yeah, that's one of my goal shows for sure. Yeah, I'm still trying to get on that show.
Are you? Oh man, I wish
Oh
I
yeah,
had known.
yeah.
Although I don't know how much pull Tom Paine has with the show since he's not on it anymore. But
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you interviewed yeah, Jesus. Yes.
yes, so weird little world. We've intersected many times because I work for a company called Celeb Photo Ops, and we get contracted out to take the fan photos with the celebrities when they go to cons. And so we used to work specifically with the convention that was for the Walking Dead fans. So we would all see each other. I mean, like, 8 to 10 times a year minimum. So I was really excited to have Tom on because I haven't talked to him for a while. And it's not like we hung out. Like I had to tell him I'm the little redhead who runs in the room and is like, "You did it, Tom. All your pictures are done. You can go." And he's like, "Oh, yeah. But we had this whole conversation about that and talking about convention life. And I realized that I was not recording yet. So I was like,
Oh no.
oh my God, Tom. But I was really, really grateful that he at least was like cool enough to be like, "Oh, it's fine." But I was like, I'm not going to make you say all of that again. But in my head, I'm like, what if I had had this whole conversation and not recorded any of it? So, okay, so The Walking Dead is one of your things. I want to go back to Friends. And Jonna, I'm going to make you do this because you missed our Kind of Nerdy Network call on Friday night. So one of the things we've been doing, Kevin, with our very busy not leaving your house.
Because my family was here. I had to hang out with them.
Were you okay? I was gonna say, did you just go to sleep? Because the other night you texted me you were going to bed.
I was social and hung out with my family. Sorry.
So we used to, prior to coronavirus, we would do these events and call them the Kind of Nerdy Night Out events. So we would we'd go see movies together. We do gaming events, like everything that's nerdy. We go to Comic Cons together. So now that we can't, we're doing Kind of Nerdy Night In events. We play this game called Wed, Work With, or Wipe Out. And so, I mean, you have to pick who you're going to wed, who you're going to work with, and who you're going to kill. Basically, similar. It's a
this is the different.
Yeah, PG-13.
Yeah.
PG-13.
PG-13. Yes.
Yes. Because we do occasionally have some kids on the Zoom call. So, but this week we take a vote and decide like what genre or what show we're going to do, and it just so happened that our show was Friends. So.
Okay.
Because you said you love Friends, I'm going to ask you right now for your Wed, Work With, and Wipe Out. Jonna, you too, because I know you love Friends, and you didn't make it to the Kind of Nerdy Night In, and you didn't even text and say you were. I don't see why I'm being punished. You ghosted us. People were asking, "Where's Jonna?" I'm like, I don't know. I hope she's okay.
We're not. You don't have to lie to me. You don't have to lie and say that. I was very busy. Okay.
All right. Do you want me to give, are you good to go, Kevin and Jonna? Do you want me to give you mine first?
It can't be one person for two of them, can it?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Although I'm curious which two. Like, I want to wed that person and then kill him.
Or wed and work on set with them?
Yes.
Or is that something?
Well, so we're talking the characters.
If you work in an office, who are you going to work with?
Who are you going to work with? Who would be the best coworker?
Oh, okay. So not
Yes.
necessarily get to work with him on set as an actor.
Correct. We're talking
Okay.
characters. So like
Got it.
main
Okay.
characters. Yeah, I'm not gonna make you kill an actual person. Just get that
I
out
would.
there. Who were you ready to kill?
I think this is pretty easy for me.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna say I would wed Rachel. I would work with Chandler, and I'm sorry, I gotta wipe out Joey. I wasn't too happy when he went in on Rachel. I was mad when that happened when I was in high school. When that happened in the cliffhanger in the season finale when they finally like got together and Ross had no idea. I was super pissed.
Oh my gosh.
I looked at my mom. I was like, "No, that did not just happen. Ross is her. That's the lobster.
That's her lobster."
Yeah. So sorry, Joey. I love you. You're an actor too. I know it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
But
No,
if I had to choose.
I chose to marry Joey because I
Complete opposite. Okay.
right, yeah, because he's so much fun, and I actually loved the fact that he like really put himself out there and like showed that he was more than just like it showed that he had some depth, right? He had a big heart.
Yeah.
But I can see if you were a Ross fan why that
I was a Ross guy. Yeah. I kind of consider myself kind of Ross.
Ross is the worst.
What?
He's the worst.
Ross was my work with. Ross is my coworker. Like he would get shit
work
done.
with Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no.
And like right now, he's like pivot. Like he was the one that was telling us to pivot years ago.
One of the classics.
And then I kill Monica because she drives me crazy. There was no question about it. She was the most killed on Friday night, just in case you were wondering.
Oh no. Am I the only one that killed Joey?
You are the only one that killed Joey. Yes.
Wow.
I don't think Joey did.
It's the Ross thing. That's what it is.
All right, I got you. You know, Jonna, what are you gonna do?
Okay, I'm gonna marry Chandler because he's very funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's very important.
Yes.
And then work with probably Monica because she's a chef. So that seems like it would be a lot of fun. And I'm not very good at cooking, so I feel like I would learn something from her.
Let's say, do you want to work with her or do you just want her to cook? Because
work with her. She can teach me how to cook.
All right. Who are you killing?
And then definitely kill Ross. Ross has got to die. Him or Phoebe, honestly.
Aww.
You would kill Phoebe? Phoebe,
yeah, she's kind of annoying. I know she wouldn't, but she's annoying.
Too many phalanges.
Exactly. And then she got to marry Paul Rudd.
Oh my God, right? Paul Rudd. Oh man. Okay, Kevin, let's talk. Let's go back to the show. A couple of questions that we had, and this is why I got back into the show because these questions were so jacked up that I was like, "What kind of character is it?" Well, I got to know more about this Sam guy. You know, the first question I think you saw it on Twitter was Alpha Geek said, "I have one question: what the season finale?"
Oh yeah. Holy cow. I mean, if you're going to watch it though, I don't want to ruin it for you.
If you tell me what happens, I will 100% forget by the time I get to season 3. I promise.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's pretty big.
I'm the same way. And so what I understand is that Sam was pretty like straight-laced guy. Like one of the questions is, are you as much of a mama's boy as Sam? So
I mean, I love my mom, but no.
No. Scion wanted to know, how do I get a girlfriend like Sam's? Is this something related to how you went, like Sam goes from being like a pretty vanilla, like straight-laced guy to like all of a sudden running a strip club, right?
Oh yeah. Wait, well, I guess you've seen some stuff online.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so I meet my love interest at a strip club, yeah.
Nice.
Is she a stripper?
Where I start working. She is, yes. Jade.
Oh, Jade, that's such a stripper name.
What a meet cute.
Chris wants to know, when you started the show, did you have any idea that Sam's character was going to go on this story arc?
No, that was an awesome surprise for me. I think, like, when I auditioned, it was 2 to 3 episodes, and yeah, I got on set, and I guess they just fell in love with what I was bringing to the role, and eventually they just kept bringing me back. So it's been a wild ride. It's been awesome.
Jana, do you have you need to talk about your Sappy Show stuff, Jana. I'm sorry.
She's really coming at me today, aren't you?
Yeah. Jana's the person on our show who always talks about the shows that are going to make you cry.
Oh, like This Is Us. Yes.
I don't watch that though. I know that'll make me cry every single episode.
Kevin, can you believe it? She watches every other show. She's on it. She was talking about what was the reality show you were watching about people who had to give up sex for a month?
Oh, Too Hot to Handle. That's great. That's a good fucking show.
Oh, that's on Netflix right now, right? Yeah. I think it's trending #1 right now. I think.
Very good.
Yeah, and she's like that. She was in tears over that, and she doesn't watch This Is Us. I don't understand.
Wow. Did you see the first episode of This Is Us, and you were just like, no?
Or no, I haven't seen it, like, at all.
But you've heard what it's like, and you would just start crying.
Yeah, just hearing the recaps, I can't do it.
Ooh.
I'm already dehydrated enough, so I don't need to dehydrate myself anymore.
I think it's the music a lot about This Is Us, and the fact that there's something about showing the past, the present, the future. I don't know, it gets the tear ducts going. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I agree. That's why Jana's in charge of the Sappy shows, because I would not get into when someone says, I love this show, you should totally watch it, I cry every episode. I am out. Like, I don't need I don't need fiction to make me cry. I've got a real life. Thank you very much.
You also get enough of that, you get enough of that in How I Met Your Mother too, though. That's a comedy, but it's also got some heartstrings that they pull out.
It does. So. Yeah, it does. It did a good job, kind of like Scrubs would do too, where you're like laughing and having a great time, and this is so fun, and then you're like, oh my God. But yeah, that's the only reason.
Have you seen The Afterlife yet?
I have not.
On with Ricky Gervais.
I have not seen it yet.
Netflix. It's kind of like a tear. It's laughter and also tears, because his wife passes away from cancer at the beginning. Like, that's what his whole arc is about. So yeah, you want to cry a little bit, watch that.
I don't know. Jana, Kevin was a little more open about shows that make you cry. Do you?
I mean, that's good. Sounds like he might get a good cry in every once in a while, which is great.
Kevin, how many subscriptions do you have? How many? What all do you have?
I got Hulu, which is it's a Hulu Disney package.
Oh yeah, I've got that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got HBO, Netflix, obviously, Amazon. Man, there's just so many of them out now. I mean, like HBO Max is coming out.
I know. I just
so many.
I can't keep giving every single one of these, these new streaming networks $5. Like, I mean, like, we're gonna go broke. HBO Max is like sucking me in because I'm such a big Doctor Who fan, and Doctor Who is moving from Amazon Prime to HBO Max. Kevin, that's my show. Like, that is my therapy. Like,
Doctor Who?
Yes.
I've never gotten into it. I need to just watch the first episode and see what it's like. I mean, I know what it's about. I know that the doctor, it's like it's not just one person, right? They turn into different people throughout the series. And now it's the girl from Broadchurch, which was really good.
Yes. Yeah. So so he's from another planet, and they're Time Lords, and instead of dying, they regenerate, which is, brilliant from a TV show perspective.
Yeah, you could continue that. What was it, in like the 70s they were doing that show too?
Yeah, right? In the 60s, because it had its 50th anniversary. Was it 2010 that it was like the 50th? Yeah, it's crazy that it just keeps
Holy
going.
Cow.
But I will tell you, Kevin, if you are going to get into it, the reboot that they did, the relaunch of it with Christopher Eccleston, hasn't necessarily aged well. So I usually tell people, if you're going to start it now, start with Matt Smith with his doctor, which is season 5, and the episode's called The 11th Hour, because you can go back and watch all of that other stuff after you've watched Matt Smith's journey. Like, because it was a new show writer, it was a new cast, like it was totally new, and it's a little more modern and still gives you everything you need to know about the doctor, and then you can go back later and enjoy the other episodes.
Does it go from Matt Smith to David Tennant?
No, it goes Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, and then Matt Smith.
Okay.
But Matt Smith is a good place to jump in because of the fact that it was like a clean slate, new showrunner, new cast, new everything. Where with David Tennant, if you started with him, there's some crossover from Eccleston.
So
I don't know.
You'd have to watch other.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I just know when I've talked to people who like recently have started and they start with Christopher Eccleston's season, that they're like, it's just kind of cheesy and the graphics weren't great. I had trouble getting into it. And it's like, well, yeah, it was it was low budget and it was 2008 or 2005. Like, give them a break. So, but yeah, I love the writing on that show and how creative they have to be because of the fact that it's got such a lineage and they're constantly recreating it and trying to keep to canon, but also stay fresh. If I could work on a show, I would want to work on Doctor Who, because I think it's just cool that they can continue to tell the same story, and so but continue to make it new and fresh and surprise you. So that's it. I could talk about Doctor Who all day.
Yeah, I'll have to give it a go. Why not? There's plenty of time right now.
Right. Yeah. What are you doing with your time? Are you into Marvel? Have you been doing some of like the rewatch stuff?
Oh, well, I watched all the originals on Netflix before all this happened. Saw all the Avengers. I need to go back. I never saw the Thor movies, which is hilarious because my acting teacher nicknamed me Thor back in the day, which is let me take off. I'm going to show you something.
Please do.
This is great. The suspense is killing me.
I know, right? It's totally worth it. It's totally worth the wait. This is the great thing about Zoom. Let me show you something. Oh my gosh.
I love it already.
I got this as when I moved to Atlanta, this was one of the things he got me. I don't know. Could you hear it if I
probably
press the button?
Maybe.
Where's the button?
He's a talking Thor.
That's great.
What is the button? Oh, is it one of these? No. Did it fall off?
Oh no.
Well, I thought it had a talking. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, his hair moves. Interesting. I didn't know that.
His hair moves?
Oh, there we go. Can you hear that?
Yep.
It is an honor to stand with you.
I love it.
So, yeah.
I feel like that's not Chris Hemsworth. Oh, that's fantastic.
He wants to continue talking. Okay. I thought he was hilarious in the last Avengers. He was very funny. But yeah, my acting teacher nicknamed me that. I can't remember why. Oh yeah, because is he the god of Thunder?
God of Thunder. Yes. Yep.
Yeah. He was like, Kevin, you're the god of thunder when it comes to acting. Once you realize that, the sky's the limit. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Aww.
Nice. Aw.
Yeah.
That's very cool. And then he gave
I gotta go back and watch him.
He gave you a Thor doll to remember that.
Ragnarok's the best one.
It's the best.
But you got to watch the first two, right, to understand that one?
Kinda.
don't actually no. I mean, I think you want to watch them just because Loki is just such such a fun character because you're always he plays the good and the bad so well, and the second that you want to just like throw him off the edge of a planet, he does something that makes you go, oh, maybe he's worth redeeming.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first one is really fun. The second one, The Dark World, is one that a lot of like diehard fans don't love.
I don't even remember it, honestly.
You don't, with the elves?
No. The what?
The Dark Elves?
No, I definitely do not remember that.
Okay.
It's just like Ultron. Like I remember seeing Ultron, but I don't actually like remember what happened.
Yeah, I was like, what? And I'm not great at analyzing movies. I just watch them and I enjoy them.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Ultron, I was just like, maybe the stakes weren't as high as I thought they were going to be. It seemed, I don't know.
Yeah.
Our friend who also is on the podcast with us, Katie, she was like, I feel like he monologued too much. Like Ultron always had like these big long speeches for no apparent reason. I'm like, what are you even talking about?
Yeah, there's a lot of kids in the audience. You gotta keep them entertained.
Exactly.
They're gonna go to sleep.
Yeah.
But apparently the grown-ups too.
Hey,
yeah.
The ADD kicks in really hard, man, when people start monologuing. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I wonder if, because they wanted to bring Scarlet Witch in to the Avengers, and they wanted to bring her into the story, so they almost had to create something with Ultron to make her character relevant, because she was so important in Infinity War and Endgame. So I almost think that Ultron was built around figuring out how to get her into the Avengers, which made it a little weird.
They're doing a TV show on Disney. Do you know that?
Yes. Have you seen the previews for that?
Is there an actual preview for that episode, for that show? I've seen like a teaser for all the Disney things that they showed one time, and it was like a 50s style where they're living in the 50s.
Yeah, it looks really trippy.
It looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, I think all that's come out was just the ad that came out during the Super Bowl that kind of had the whole Disney Plus thing. But
I'm almost positive I auditioned for that. They're so secretive, but I'm almost positive I auditioned for like a smaller role on that show.
No way.
But because they're so secretive, I mean, Marvel is about it. So you didn't know what you were auditioning for, but I think it was that.
Is that when you saw the little teaser, were you like, I think that's the show I auditioned for?
Yeah, when I saw the teaser and it said when I auditioned, it was, supposed to be kind of funny. And the characters, they didn't say who the characters were in the sides, but it just, it felt like when I saw the teaser, I was like, oh, I bet it was that Marvel show that they're coming out with.
Yeah, that is not what I expected at all, because there's been, Wanda and Vision are not, what we've seen of them are not terribly entertaining characters,
Yeah, but those are good actors.
Yes.
I love, was it Elizabeth Olsen?
Yes.
Yeah. She's awesome.
Yeah, she's fantastic. And so is Paul Bettany. I love him too. He was great in Solo, which a lot of people hated on, but I thought the Solo movie was fun.
I like Solo.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Kevin, I didn't go to the theater because so many people told me that it sucked, that we were like, well, I guess that's disappointing. I guess we'll just wait until it comes out on digital. And then it came out and I'm like, what do people hate about this?
I think when I read review, and for some reason I will, and it'll prevent me from going to see it because I'll hear people say, no, that sucks. I was like, I don't want to look at it for Solo because I just want to go see it. I don't care what other people think. I'm just going to go see it. And I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did too. It took a little bit to be like, okay, this kid is not Harrison Ford, but it's fine. Like, whatever. We got a Han Solo movie. Who cares?
Yeah, there was some craziness that went into, like, I heard like he wasn't quite doing what they wanted him to do in the movie, so they were a little worried about how it was gonna, come off of him, with him as this iconic character. But I think it came together really well.
can you imagine the pressure of playing young Han Solo?
Yeah, I didn't get an audition for that.
Yeah, are you sure?
Pretty sure I didn't.
Well, Kevin, we appreciate you being here with us so much, and and truthfully, I've been so sad that there's this great show that Jason Bateman's in that I'm not watching, and listening to people talk about it, and specifically your character and the development that has come along, and where Sam is now, and what is going to happen in season 4. Like, I'm ready to put behind my fear of watching Jason Bateman be dark and catch up on the show.
I think you'll like it. I think you'll get hooked. It's definitely a binger.
Awesome.
I can't even believe you can't get past that. Like, I watched the first episode and I was like, this is great.
I mean, and of all the things that Jason Bateman has done, the fun that he had in Dodgeball is like, I mean, it's in my brain.
Dodgeball is a classic movie.
Oh my gosh. And you know, the most fun I've had in quarantine, I've been in my house since March 10th. And the most fun I've had was, I believe it was the third weekend when it was like getting real, like everybody's staying home. ESPN2 switched over to the Ocho for a day. And oh my, Kevin, it was so much fun. I've been like tweeting them and begging them to do it again, because I don't care when this stuff was filmed. I can't believe there's an actual dodgeball tournament where it's dodgeball and juggling. Did you know it existed? It's not just dodgeball. There's one guy who's juggling in the back, and you get like extra points if you hit the juggler.
What?
I know.
Is this where like they came up with the idea for the movie? Like it would, that it would be fun to do?
I have no idea, but as soon as
I didn't know there was an Ocho ESPN. I thought that was for the movie.
It was. It was. No, it was for the movie. Okay. And then ESPN did it for like an afternoon. I think it was around like the dodgeball like digital release or something. ESPN went ahead and was like on a Sunday afternoon, like when it was like a downtime for sports, they took ESPN2 and they made it the Ocho. And so they brought it back for quarantine. And I'm telling you, I spent the whole day. I was so entertained. I was like cup stacking and all of this stuff where you're just watching it going, how do you even figure out that's your skill? I don't even understand.
Was there arm wrestling too? Was there one of those?
There was some arm wrestling, yes. Yes, there was. Yeah, there was a brat eating tournament. There was, I can't remember what the
what?
Brat
eating. You say brat or bra?
No, brat.
Brat?
Sorry.
Okay. I never thought you said bra, and I was like, whoa, hold on.
Was this like a feminist thing? Like,
we'll suggest that to them if they bring the Ocho back for us. But no, I mean, like, you're watching this, and all I can hear is Jason Bateman in my head, like doing the commentary, right? Like, Pepper needs new shorts.
Yeah.
So
that was like one of the movies where he's not the everyman. He was kind of like getting to play. I mean, he was like he was like an exaggerated legend of dodgeball.
Yes.
But he's like this like outsider kind of guy and cool dude,
kind of hippie, and it was so much fun. And so
F&A Cotton.
I
didn't even realize that was I've seen that movie 30 times, and I never realized that was Jason Bateman until I watched it one time, and I was particularly paying attention. I was like, is that Jason Bateman? Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. No, I mean, I probably love that movie more than I should. As a matter of fact, I'm originally from Wisconsin, Kevin, and I'm a Green Bay Packers fan. And I love that our coach's name is LaFleur. It was one of my favorite things.
That's funny.
As soon as they announced it, we have a chat, a family chat that's just Packers talk. And as soon as they announced it, I changed the name of the chat to Cram It Up Your Cram Hole LaFleur. And it's like the perfect thing when you're mad and you're watching football and you're like, that's a terrible call. Like, why did they make that call? To be able to scream, cram it up your cram hole LaFleur. It's very freeing. So anyway, that's my
perfect.
life. All right. So we'd love to have you back when we know season 4 is going on, or if you have other projects going on and you're like, hey, I'd love to hop on the show and talk about this. That's kind of how we do things here, Kevin. Once you're in the kind of nerdy network, you're here. And so what, Jada? Go ahead, Jada.
Okay. So I was creeping on your IMDb before you came on here, and it said that there's something, and I closed it because I'm a professional. And it said something that's in post-production right now this year. And it was called Green something. Can't think what it is. Maybe it wasn't you. I don't know. I clicked on your IMDb, though.
Was it a movie? Was it Swimming with Dolphins or something?
Blue Ridge. That's what it's called.
Oh, yeah. That was, so that's a movie that's going to be on, I think it'll be on the Inspirational Network. It was a movie we did in the Blue Ridge Mountains. And the main character, if you're looking at the cast, it's the guy from, remember that movie, That Thing You Do? With Tom Hanks. It's the guy who, and he's also been in some Marvel stuff too. I think he was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Jonathan Schechter. Does that name sound familiar?
Yes.
Yeah, he plays the sheriff in Blue Ridge, and he's trying to solve a murder. And I'm the lead suspect because my wife is, we're kind of on the outs. We used to live in the city. We moved to the mountains where she grew up, and I'm a city guy. She wants to come back and kind of change things. And there's a murder that happens, and obviously I'm the first suspect. Well, it's a good, nice little supporting role for, like, to get to play something that I normally wouldn't get cast for. So, yeah.
I'm into it. I love murder mystery things.
That is your jam.
I think it'll be good.
That is. Hallmark movies and mysteries is my jam. I don't know what you're
talking about. That's both combined almost. Inspirational Network.
Yeah.
Hallmark. Yeah.
I'll be watching.
There you go.
All right, Kevin. Thank you so much for being with us. You know what? If you are down for it, Jonna and I will start binging Ozark, and when we get caught up,
goodness,
we'll get you back on the show, and then we can have like a full-on conversation about our shocking revelations.
I'm down. Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Stay safe and healthy and sane and all of that good stuff.
Y'all too.